I'm going to give you a 2-minute warning.
Ooh, I'm nervous. Good thing it's a small crowd tonight, huh? All right, I'm Ross. I'm an alcoholic. Thank you, Nancy, for giving me the opportunity to speak. Not like I was avoiding it or anything. All right, where do I start? So, I firmly believe that your higher power speaks to you in ways that you might not want or might not understand, but in ways that you need, right? And I like to live my life with that in mind. I kind of look at my life or every day of my life as like kind of like a Netflix show. You know, each day has its own theme, topic, and today's topic or today's theme for me was we look at the similarities and not the differences. And we hear that a lot in these rooms, right? I heard that as soon as I started getting into recovery in my first treatment center. But honestly, it was something I struggled with a lot in the beginning. Um, I often, instead of looking at the similarities and empathizing, I looked at the differences and criticizing, right? And that's kind of natural for us if we're coming out of our addiction, out of our alcoholism. So for a while, I didn't really understand that. And a lot of the criticism, by the way, that I was, was directed at myself, obviously. I was still struggling with a lot of self-hate, a lot of anger towards how did I get here, all of that. But okay, so let me give you guys a little bit of backstory about myself. I was raised in the Philippines for the first 17 years of my life. If you guys aren't aware, Filipinos love to drink. So back home in the motherland, drinking alcohol is like drinking water, right? And I had my first drink pretty early on. But other than that, other than alcohol always being present, I come from a pretty good background, pretty nice family. I had a good childhood, nothing traumatic by any means. I had two loving parents. Both of them were doctors, so we lived comfortably. We weren't rich, but we could afford the things that we wanted. And when I first started coming into recovery, I realized that not everybody had that experience, right? And it kind of made me think that I haven't suffered enough to be here. Um, that changed, towards throughout the course of my time in treatment. But yeah, so I was from the Philippines. I graduated up until high school there. I was lucky enough to have the opportunity to come here for college and attend UCLA. That's when things started really spiraling. At this point, I was already drinking quite a bit, but I was still able to control it. Um, Once I got here, that college lifestyle kind of got to me. Partying got a little crazy. I was introduced to drugs, raving, all that. I didn't get to graduate. I dropped out in my last year because I realized I wanted to keep drinking. I wanted to keep partying. I wanted to get the girls. I wanted to get the guys. Um, and after a while, it just started spiraling more and more. I lost control of it. As we say, we lose control. We lose the ability to manage our lives. That happened to me very slowly over the course of maybe 5, 6 years. And that's why it took me a long time to come to terms with the fact that I had a problem. I kind of already knew that there was something different or something wrong about me, but I didn't realize that it was an issue I couldn't solve on my own until fairly recently. I'm pretty new to recovery, so this is my first year in treatment. And where else was I going with this? Oh yeah. So I also want to share something with you guys that might be a little bit heavy. It might be triggering for some, so fair warning. And initially, I wasn't going to share this tonight, but one of the brothers at the house inspired me to be brave today. So, with him in mind, something happened to me in my third year of college that I've been running from for a long time. My boyfriend at the time took me to a party, ended up slipping a roofie into my drink, and raped me, right? And after he was done, he let his friends do the same. And that I was able to identify during my time in primary that that was really the first catalyst for what would eventually become my addiction and my alcoholism. I tried to numb it, of course. It was empty inside. I tried, the only way I could feel anything was drinking, partying, doing more drugs. And I'm not sharing this to get pity points or anything like that. Again, the theme of the day is similarities and not differences, right? I'm sharing this for any of the women or men in the room who might have gone through the same thing. And I want you guys to know that you're not alone. You are worth it. You are not defined by the choices that other people make. You are defined by how you react to them.
That's right.
And also, I want to take this time to be grateful because if it weren't for the work that I did in primary, the work that the self-reflection that I've done in this program, I would still be running, and I wouldn't even know what I was running from. Today, I can say that treatment has helped, Fred Brown has helped me come to terms with a lot of the dark sides of myself that I didn't want to acknowledge. And that work has helped me realize the things that I need to work on and that it's okay not to be perfect. And sometimes shit just happens. Um, yeah, so I do just want to be grateful. Thank you to Fred Brown. Thank you to the staff, Nancy. Thank you to my higher power. Thank you to my counselor, Matt. And for the guys who are new here, really throw yourselves into the program because what you get is what you put in. And if you really put it in, you can get out way more than you expected to. I never expected to be here. I never expected to have gotten and grown this much in the span of 3 months, but I did. I initially came from RBH, and 2 months into RBH, I relapsed. They told me I was going back to residential or getting discharged, and I was like, I don't want to be fucking out there, so let's go back to residential, I guess. And at the time, I was filled with a lot of resentment, but my counselor at 505 at the time said that if, or this might not be what you want, but it's definitely what you need. And she was absolutely right. So I'm gonna end it with that. Thank you guys.